So trying to simplify exactly what comes out of nuclear is what we've been trying to do during this broadcast. And I hope it's working. I really do. But if it hasn't worked yet, perhaps this is going to even make it a little bit simpler. Some of the products that come out of nuclear and what particularly is produced in this plant, Safari 1, is incredible. You won't even realize it. I mean, you pick up your cell phone and the product or the thing that lights up your screen is produced through nuclear. You didn't know that, did you? Neither did I. Fluoride, things that we brush our teeth, nuclear. Things that we use in our cosmetics, nuclear. There's so much more that has to do with nuclear than what you and I actually know it does. But someone who's going to tell us more about this, and a South African company that produces all of this and then, of course, exports it around the world, is Dr. Petra Terblanche. And this company I'm talking about is Pelchem, and she is the managing director of it. Good to have you on the program. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you. Good morning.
So I keep saying that today has been a major education for me, because I didn't realize that so many of these products are all products of nuclear. Let's start at the beginning. Pelchem, what exactly do you do?
Leanne, firstly, the products are not directly products of nuclear, but Pelchem is a spin-off of the nuclear program of the 60s, 70s and 80s, in the respect that you need certain chemicals to produce nuclear fuel. And this capability was established in South Africa with the purpose to produce fuel for various reactors, including Safari. Now, what Pelchem is about is that we take this very simple and interesting crystal, which is called fluorspar, and we beneficiate it. From fluorspar, we make a range of chemicals through very complex production processes, and these chemicals are process chemicals. They are chemicals that goes into the production of final products, such as cell phones, high-octane petrol, cosmetics, anti-aging compounds, pharmaceuticals, and also the polishing of diamonds and various industry sectors. So Pelchem forms the interface between mining sector and the manufacturing sector in terms of end product. We are the only company in the Southern Hemisphere that has the capability, the know-how, the knowledge, and the production plants to produce about 20 fluorochemicals, which we export to 27 countries across the globe.
Wow. That's incredible. Okay, so this now is, okay, talk me through this again. So this little product or thing that I'm holding in my hand over here is the key to so many products around the world, and this is mined here in South Africa.
Yes, this is calcium fluoride, and it is South Africa has the biggest reserves, global reserves for fluorspar. This particular product came from Walmanstal area in the Limpopo province. Pelchem then brings this into our production plants. We combine it with other raw materials, and we make the first building block for all fluorochemicals, which is hydrogen fluoride. HF, which this building block, from there we can make a whole variety of commodity and specialty chemicals that goes in multiple sectors, from aerospace, from solar energy panels, from microelectronics, from electronics, from pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and also, of course, stainless steel production. Pelchem supply the total South African market needs for fluorochemicals, and of course we export also in very specific sectors, to very specific sectors like electronics.
So your relationship, I mean, just paint this picture for me, your relationship with Safari 1, is it that how does it work?
During the 60s and 70s, Nexa at that time, in managing and developing the nuclear program, produce nuclear fuel. In the process of producing nuclear fuel, you need hydrogen fluoride and you need fluorine gas. And that is part of the conversion. When you bring uranium oxide in, that conversion process before you enrich to make the fuel requires the two chemicals that Pelchem makes. So at that time, South Africa established the capability to make those two chemicals. And post-1994, when Pelchem was corporatized in 2007, we were giving the mandate to produce a variety of fluorochemicals, which we now export and also use locally. And we have a few proud flagship projects that we were the first producers in the world, where the scientists in Nexa developed a process to make, for example, xenon difluoride, which is a gas used for high precision etching. If you use your cell phones and ICT equipment, those microelectronic devices, the smart devices in cell phones, in automotives that carry certain functionality, the etching of those little micro chips is used. The light, for example, and the functionality, the battery. A very interesting one. The motion control chips. If you drop your laptop, you know that it parks its information. That chip is etched through xenon difluoride. And Pelchem is one of only 2 producers in the world that has that capability to react xenon gas with fluoride to make with fluorine gas to make xenon difluoride.
Is this a major contributor to our economy?
It is a small company. It's about a 200 million rand turnover. But the multiplier effect, because we supply into the petrochemical industry, we supply into the stainless steel industry, the diamond industry, the tin manufacturing industry, the multiplier effect for Pelchem is enormous in South African economy because we are processed chemicals.
Yes, of course. And I mean, the scope for growth must be massive, because you were telling me that we, for this product, have the biggest reserves in the world.
We have the biggest reserves in the world, and these products, the fluorochemical, because they're processed chemicals and they are so versatile and they are applicable to so many sectors, it is the foods and the fruits of growth for the economy. It stimulates the manufacturing and the downstream manufacturing sector and the value add to this material. For example, we can bring this in at about 50 cents a kilogram, and xenon difluoride sells at 40,000 rand a kilogram, and that is the value add that a company such as Pelchem is able to do on a raw material which South Africa has in abundance.
Yeah, exactly, which we need to tap into. And I mean, this is something that I hope is being looked at in a very fast way. Fluorine gas. Now, fluorine gas is something, I mean, I look at fluorine, it rings bells in my mind because, I mean, there's fluorine in so much. But you talk me through this. So you've spoken about the xenon, which is, I mean, that's a gold mine we're sitting on. But fluorine gas, what do we use that in?
Fluorine gas is an incredibly versatile building block. Firstly, we can use it directly, and we use that also in electronics industry for etching, but it also goes in the pharmaceutical industry as some of the building blocks. As you know, 25% of therapeutics drugs contains fluor atoms as a stabilizer. It's a very important component of pharmaceuticals, and particularly for antiretrovirals and TB treatments, which is a high burden of disease. So very relevant for South Africa in the pharmaceutical sector. But fluorine gas also then is the building block for some monomers that we're producing. We also produce nitrogen trifluoride, where we react liquid nitrogen with fluorine gas to form a cleaning gas which goes into electronic industry, and also in the thin film solar industry, where it's relevant for chamber cleaning. So fluorine again is the second building block starting from fluorspar to HF. What is also important, fluorine gas is essential in a nuclear fuel cycle for the conversion process from uranium to a product that can be enriched as a fuel.
This is so fascinating. It's unbelievable. And what's even more unbelievable is to know what South Africa is sitting on the reserve of something like this. That's, what did you say, 50 cents a kilo?
Yes.
For something that's changing the world, and we have the biggest reserves. Goodness me. I'm going to give it back to you because I don't know what to do with it. It looks very pretty.
It's very valuable.
It is valuable, but only you can turn it into what makes it so valuable. Thank you for joining us here on the program. And good luck, Pedro. Thank you for everything. And let's just hope this turns into major business for South Africa. It already is, but I think that there is growth potential like nobody else. All right, now, after the break, our final interview.